Hi, we're here at Summer NAMM 2014 in Nashville on the Roland booth, and I'm here with Bob, who's going to show us the Blues Tube series of amps. And they are tube-sounding amps, but
yes,
with none of the tubes. So
without the tubes, without any of the hassles of tubes, the reliability issues, the variation in sound depending upon where you're playing. Uses a new technology called Tube Logic. And what that is, we basically have modeled various sections of the amplifier. So it's circuit modeling if you get right down to it. In the case of the preamp in this, the clean side uses 112AX7 in the model. The gain channel uses 2, and they're cascaded into each other to get more gain out of the amplifier. Then they model the tone stack. They model the power amp section, which is a push-pull 6L6 type power section model in this. Yeah. Model the GZ34 rectifier that's in there. The characteristics that give you with the sag, and as you're playing harder, the voltage drops, and you get a little bit of sag on the back end.
Right.
And then they model the output transformer. So it's actually modeling all of these different components of the amplifier to create a sum, and it works wonderfully.
So do you want to just give us a quick demo of
sure
some of those sounds that it can make?
Absolutely. I'm going to start here on the clean channel, and this is with the volume about halfway up, so it's just to the point where the amplifier is starting to get a little warm, starting to breathe a little, you know. And as you dig in, it gets a little rattier, a little nastier. Yeah. But as you back off on your touch, cleans up just like a tube amplifier does. So. Then we also have a crunch channel. That was the channel I was talking about where you have two 12AX7s cascading into each other. A little more grit, a little more crunch. But also, if you back off, it cleans up very nicely. Yeah. And as you roll your volume back, you can start. And all I'm doing is rolling my volume up. So it responds dynamically like a tube amplifier, which is a big deal. Something I've been waiting for a long time, for something that really nailed that.
And to your mind, it really nails
Absolutely,
it,
without a doubt. I'm one of those guys, I'm an old school guy, playing a Telecaster, and I use my volume knob a lot. Yeah. I vary my tone based on where the volume knob is, and playing with my fingers, playing with a pick, you know, depending upon what kind of sound I'm going for. And for me, that's big, that's huge. So this amp really nails that.
So in terms of the different range of sounds you can get out of the amp, is it just one or other of the channels you can use, or?
No, actually, you can combine the two channels together to get a third sound. And for me, where that's really beneficial is for soloing. So if I set my amp up so that I've got a good clean sound, and then I've got a good crunch sound for doing maybe rhythm stuff. Sometimes when you're soloing on the crunch channel, it might get a little soft. So if you want a little something else underneath it, you can combine those two channels. So there's my crunch channel. Yeah. There's both together. Hear how that just kind of enhances what you're doing. Yeah. So you get the attack of the clean channel, but the sustain in the note of the gain channel.
Parallel processing effect.
Yeah. So it's wonderful. But it's still sustained. So that for me is that's like my solo channel now.
Nice. So in terms of other effects then, what else have we got in there?
Well, we have a tremolo. Really swampy, nice tremolo. And there's a reverb that's modeled in here, which is actually on, but very dim. I'm going to turn it up a lot so you can really hear it. Get it kind of saturated here. Love the reverb in there. It's really nice.
So for the guys who are recording at home then, what's it got in terms of output for recording?
Well, for recording we have a line out, we have a headphone out, which is speaker compensated, and they actually modeled the speaker that we're using in the amp, so
Okay.
it's not just a generic speaker compensation. But there's also a USB output, so you can go directly into your DAW and use this as an audio interface for your guitar.
That's pretty cool. So you're not needing any of the extra
Nope.
bits and pieces, no interface. You just literally jack it straight into your USB
Exactly.
port.
Jack it straight to your DAW, goes straight in.
And so the recording out, the USB
Yes.
recording out, what
Yes.
sampling rate is that working
That's
at?
16-bit 44.1.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And so you've got two different versions then. There's
Yes,
the
we do.
stage and the artist.
Yes, the stage is a 60-watt amplifier. Both of them are single 12 amplifiers. The stage is 60 watts. It will utilize a 2-button foot switch, which will give you channel switching and the dual channel mode on that. So everything that I've told you about the amp so far is pretty much the same. When you go up to the artist version, you get the tremolo,
Okay.
you get an effects loop, you get the ability to use the artist foot switch, the GAFC foot switch, which gives you much more foot switch control.
Okay.
So it's now an 80-watt amplifier with presence, an effects loop, tremolo, and the available foot switch.
So then how much do they cost each different version, and when are they available?
The Blues Cube stage is $699 street price, and the artist is $899
Okay.
map price. And they should be shipping by October.
Fantastic. Okay, thanks very much for your time.
Will, thank you so much.
Cheers.
Pleasure.